With National Native News, I'm Art Hughes in for Antonia Gonzalez. The U.S. Bureau of Indian Affairs failed to address accounts of verbal abuse, bullying, and even physical intimidation carried out by former BIA Director Brian Rice during his short 6 months in the post. That's according to a report by High Country News that received documents from the Department of Interior's Office of Inspector General. They pertain to Rice's tenure at the agency and shed light on his sudden departure last April. The news organization says 4 out of 6 complaints were the subject of 3-month investigations. 2 complaints were documented and closed. There's no record of officials in the Interior Department taking any action to address the alleged behavior. Last March, several media outlets reported BIA Freedom of Information Officer Jessica Rogers sent an email to tribal leaders calling Rice, a citizen of the Cherokee Nation, quote, an insidious perpetrator of harassment. She detailed an incident inside the Washington, D.C. headquarters in which she met Rice face-to-face for the first time and claims Rice acted aggressive and intimidating. Rogers told High Country News that reporting Rice's behavior to his superiors only made the situation worse, and the inappropriate actions are carried throughout the agency. The allegations of harassment are only one of the many troubling accounts that plague the agency run by Ryan Zinke, who announced over the weekend he's stepping down. Tribal leaders and lawmakers are watching for any progress on legislation known as Savannah's Act when the U.S. House of Representatives convenes again this week. The bill was unanimously approved in the Senate, but has yet to be introduced in the House. The bill was authored by outgoing North Dakota Senator Heidi Heitkamp. It aims to improve communication among federal, local, and tribal law enforcement agencies, give tribes better access to criminal databases, and issue regular reports on activities among jurisdictions. It's named for Savannah Marie Graywind, who was murdered last year in Fargo. Heitkamp, a Democrat who lost a re-election bid in November, blames the holdup in the House on Representative Bob Goodlatte, a Republican from Virginia. In a tweet last month, Heitkamp said Goodlatte is playing petty politics. Goodlatte has not spoken publicly about the issues with the bill. Goodlatte is retiring from his seat at the end of this term. The Republican candidate defeated in her bid for a congressional seat from New Mexico says further legal action to contest the election is possible. State Representative Yvette Harrell narrowly lost the election in November to Democrat Xochitl Torres Small for the state's 2nd congressional seat. Harrell is a citizen of the Cherokee Nation but did not mention her native heritage during the campaign. Harrell was ahead in the vote count when the counting stopped election night, but she lost her lead as election officials started counting absentee ballots they hadn't gotten to yet. Harrell has yet to concede the election. On her Facebook page, Harrell said her team is looking into various reports of inconsistencies in the results, which she says are needed to ensure the integrity of the election. A judge allowed her campaign to examine the absentee ballots and various other elections documents, a process her legal team has completed. Elections officials maintain all the ballots and procedures are in order. Harrell has until January 6th to contest the results of the election. The Navajo Nation Council delegates are meeting in a 3-day special session beginning Wednesday. Among the issues they intend to tackle is an override of outgoing President Russell Begay's veto of a Veterans Advisory Council bill. The delegates approved the bill in October, changing the role of the Veterans Group. The council started in 2016 as a panel to recommend policy to the president on veterans affairs. The change switched oversight to the Navajo Nation Council and established a board of commissioners. At the time, Begay said the council failed to get adequate input from all those involved. With National Native News, I'm Art Hughes.
National Native News is produced at the Annenberg National Native Voice Studios by Quantic Broadcast Corporation. Funding is by Odawi Law Group, provider of Indian law solutions, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with support from the Public Radio Satellite System.
Support by Canyon Records, producer of Native American music, including 8-time Grammy nominee Northern Cree and Nitsanuk. Powwow songs recorded live at Shakopee. All Canyon titles available at iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and CanyonRecords.com. Support provided by BNSF Railway. BNSF is proud to be a gold-level memorial donor for the creation of the National Native American Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. More at americanindian.si.edu.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.